So I voted for Trump and I thought he would lead to good change in the political dynamic. I thought Democrats went way too far left, calling everyone sexist, homophobic, misogynists. And that worried me because it was like anti-racist racism, which is pretty much the opposite of what MLK would have wanted. I have to say, Trump has been successful getting young men back to the conservative party, but he does not lead their thought anymore. It is not Tucker Carlson. It is no longer Charlie Kirk. It has become a new breed. The most worrying of that is the Nick Fuentes. And I'm not going to demonize every view he has, but he's an anti-Semite. As someone who voted for Trump and is anti-Israel, blaming all Jewish people, especially those that are not Zionists, saying, yeah, but they're Jewish and, the Jews killed Christ and stuff like that. Like, it is just going so far that's actually anti-productive. And Nick Fuentes is very talented. He breaks down things in a way, talking fast like Ben Shapiro did in 2016, that's going to be influential no matter how much they try to deplatform him. But when someone does that, says something that resonates, and is also extremely anti-Semitic, as well as racist, whatever, as well as, sexist, like he actually is all the things that the Democrats are calling anyone they disagree with. So from his perspective, he's like, yeah, fine, I am an incel. Yeah, fine, I am a racist. Yeah, fine, I am an anti-Semite. Yeah, fine, I am misogynistic. Like, it is gaining traction because I actually think that is a super unspoken to, mostly like the incel culture, which there are female incels too. They can get laid, but they can't convince any guys to be with them. Like, there's a huge amount of young people that are disgruntled. The Democrats have been going for the disgruntled single female. The Republicans have gotten the disgruntled single male and probably had him for most of the time. It's more of the moderate young males that are now starting to see conservative views. I just don't want those guys to go overboard, right? And I'm not saying we should deplatform people. I'm not saying that we should not listen to views because they have racist or whatever views. Like, the conversation, I'm a pretty free speech absolutist, and that's why combat this stuff, because there is stuff in there that he says that resonates, that is valid to some extent, right? So when he says the anti-Semitic stuff, that is what you need to combat. I don't want to live authoritarian. I don't want to live the way that we lived under COVID. I don't want to live, extreme of that, USSR type stuff. And I don't want to live under a fascist government. I don't want to see massive authoritarian and views that really just judge people based on their unchangeable traits become more popular. I figured out my political views in earnest sometime around college. And quite frankly, as a classical liberal, I identified with the Republican Party. But parties change, and it's our job, as people that can see nuance, because there's probably 35% of the country, anything that Trump says, they'll be like, yeah, it's right. But my view is Trump is not dangerous. Vance is not dangerous. What is dangerous is who could come next. Because the Democrats swing so far left on Me Too, DEI, cancel culture, basically just sowing discord in society. And I think it started with Obama, who I was super happy that he got elected. I thought there's no more racism. Obviously not true. There's always been racism. There's always been anti-Semitism. And it gets worse when anytime someone disagrees with you, use those terms, because maybe one person just goes, yeah, you're ridiculous. But these people that follow Nick Fuentes in earnest, and Nick Fuentes himself, he's like, fine, yeah, I am a racist. I'm going to be a racist now. So this is a long dialogue. I don't want to see nativism. I'm big pro-immigration, just not pro-illegal immigration. There's a lot of issues we need to work through, and both parties are at fault. And as somebody who voted for Trump, I want to voice my concerns on the culture right now that's happening on social media if you're paying attention to it.